Hey guys, it's Catherine. I had the text in Ephesians chapter 2 verses 1 through 10, and I'm basically just gonna answer all of the questions that Dr. Pratt had sent out in his email to everyone. Beginning with the structure of the text, I decided to separate it into three different parts. My first main point in the mid-outline is Paul describes the condition of fallen man in verses 1 through 3. And then my second point, Paul tells the hope for man that is found in Jesus in verses 4 through 7. And in then verses 8 through 10, Paul is declaring the gift of God. And as far as reflecting the flow of the text in Ephesians, I feel like Paul is doing quite a bit of encouraging the believers at Ephesus. And I feel like he's also doing that in this text, talking about who man is without Christ or before Jesus. And then he's like, but it's fine because Jesus has come and he has paid the penalty for your sin. And if you can accept this gift of salvation, you'll be seated with him in the heavenly places, as this passage talks about. And then as far as the cohesion between the mem and the mit and the mem outline, my mit statement is Paul directs his focus toward the purpose and the power of God. And then my mem statement is the gospel is the good news that Jesus came and died in the place of sinners and then rose again, showing that he had defeated sin and death. Jesus came to die in the place of sinners and pay the penalty for their sins. That is why Jesus came. That was his purpose. And then the power of God and of Jesus, he rose again, showing that he had power over sin and death and that he had defeated both of those things. And then the cohesion between my mit and mem main points. Again, point number 1 in the mit, Paul describes the condition of fallen man. And then point 1 in my mem outline is apart from God, one is dead in trespasses and sin, and we see that in verses 1 through 3. And then point 2 in the mit, Paul tells the hope for fallen man that is found in Jesus. And then point 2 in the mem is the hope for fallen man is found in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, and we also see that in verses 4 through 7. And then the third point in the mit outline is Paul declares the gift of God. And the third point in my mem is salvation is a gift from God so that no one may boast. And we see that in verses 8 through 10. And as far as application, number 1, recognize your condition without Christ, a child of wrath. We were enemies of God before Jesus came. Number 2, place your faith in the work of Jesus. And number 3, praise God for your salvation, as it is a gift from God, so that no one could boast. Okay, thank you.